Hello children, in this video we are going to prove that root 2 is irrational. The square root of 2 is irrational. So we'll have to understand what are irrational numbers first. Irrational numbers are those numbers which cannot be expressed as a ratio of two integers. That is, irrational numbers cannot be written as a by b, right? So we'll have to prove that square root of 2 cannot be represented in this form. Now, before proceeding to the proof, you should be knowing what is proof by contradiction. So because we are going to adopt this method of proving by contradiction. Now I have made a very clear video to illustrate what is proof by contradiction using an example. So please have a look at that video before coming here. And secondly, you should be aware of this property that if any integer n squared is even, then n is also even. This proof also I have worked it out for you and uploaded in a video. So please have a look at it. Look at both these. There are links of these two videos I will give in the description box below. Now coming back to proving that root 2 is irrational. So irrational numbers are those numbers which cannot be expressed in this form. So we are going to adopt the method of proving by contradiction. So we are going to make our assumption that the opposite is true, meaning that root 2 can be expressed as a by b. So this is an irrational number. The basic meaning of an irrational number is that it cannot be expressed in this form, in a by b form. But we are assuming that it can be expressed. That is, we are assuming that square root of 2 is rational. So here, let us assume that a by b are co-primes. What are co-primes? That they have no other factors other than 1. Or to understand it better, let us assume that a by b is the irreducible form, meaning if there was any common factors, they have been cancelled, they have been eliminated, and a by b is the irreducible factor form. So, and there are no common factors. The main thing is there are no common factors in this fraction a by b, right? So now let us square both sides. Squaring both sides, what do you get? Root 2 the whole squared is equal to a by b the whole squared, or 2 is equal to a squared by b squared. Now this can be written as, multiplying both sides by b squared, you get 2b squared is equal to a squared. This means that, let us call this 1. This means that a squared is even. Why? Because it is a multiple. It is a multiple of 2. It can be expressed as a multiple of 2, 2b squared, right? So this is definitely even because twice an integer. 2b squared is twice an integer, so which is definitely even. So a squared is even. Now according to this, n squared is even, then n is also even. A squared is even implies that a is even, right? Now coming back to a is even, a can be expressed as twice as any integer. C is any whole number. So a can be written as 2c. Now let us square both sides. You get a squared is equal to 4c squared. Now we already know that a squared is equal to 2b squared from 1, right? So let us substitute that here. So a squared is equal to 4c squared, and since a squared is also equal to 2b squared, this is equal to 2b squared. Or can I rewrite this as b squared is equal to 4c squared by 2, or 2c squared. Now what does this mean? It means that b squared is again 2 times some integer, some integer. Of course, it's a positive number because it's c squared. So b squared is equal to 2c squared, which means that b squared is even, which again means that b is even. There we have arrived at a contradiction. It says that a is even and b is even, which means that a by b has at least one common factor, which is 2, because both being even numbers, so they at least have 2 as a common factor. So our basic assumption that a by b is irreducible, it has no common factors, is proven to be wrong. So there is a contradiction. So why did this contradiction arise? The contradiction arose because we assumed that root 2, the square root of 2, can be expressed as a ratio of two integers a by b, which is wrong. So root 2 cannot be written as a by b. So we prove that root 2 is of course an irrational number. I hope it is clear. Thank you.